Michael, you just recently reviewed some Klipsch RP subs, Reference Premier, the new ones.
Oh yeah, they got.
I haven't reviewed them yet.
No, it was just the announcement.
Yeah,
right?
it was literally just the announcement. Yeah, because nobody has those yet.
Okay.
So yeah, but
that's why it's always the same picture. It's always the same picture, right?
Actually, it's not. You go look at mine, dude. Bro, I do my own custom.
I know. You had the different thumbnail. I'm like, you must have them.
Mine's custom thumbnil, bro. I made that in Photoshop. I mean, seriously, take a look at it, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
okay, can you tell me a little bit about it? Because I guess they had like a Zoom meeting or something like that.
Correct. So we had like a webinar with them. So they talked about it. The biggest thing is that we know Klipsch has never really been the go-to for subwoofers. They make good speakers for those of you that like that signature sound. But their subwoofers have always struggled. They don't have a ton. They don't dig super deep. Like I had their best subwoofer I think Klipsch has ever made, which is the RSW15s. Had 4 of them. But once you hit 20 hertz, I mean, it literally drops like a rock. There's nothing below 20. And so with this new series, they knew they were fighting a couple of things and they needed to improve. Number 1, low end extension. Number 2, amp reliability, because their amps were failing a lot. So they spent a lot of time building a brand new series, not just trying to put a Band-Aid on it, but like, okay, we need to fix this. We need to really put some effort into this. And so again, this is just coming from them. We don't have any data. We don't have any long-term owners to verify what their claims are. But the claim is we put this thing through some brutal test to see if we can get these amps to fail. I mean, way beyond what any consumer would do to it. And we wanted to make sure these things are going to be quality. So they worked on that. They're willing to back that up now with a 5-year warranty, not only on just the components, but also on the actual amplifier itself. So at least they're putting their money where their mouth is, and that's good. And then the other thing is they added some lower end extension. And so these new subwoofers, so they've got 4 new ones. They've got a 10, a 12, a 14, and a 16.
Can you bring up some of the stuff? Because
let's see your picture.
I think
what's that?
Let's see your picture.
Croson says we need to do a thumbnail war.
I'm pretty sure that Tim will make this its own segment because it's subwoofers and everybody loves subwoofers.
Let me do this. I'll pull up here's what I've got. Let's go here.
Yeah, what can you show? How many people were on that Zoom, by the way? That's the only reason I didn't do it. I'm like, it might be some people I don't want to be with.
Honestly, it doesn't say. It just you're just one of them, and you don't even you get
just a number, Joe. You're just a number.
Okay.
You get to chat, but it's not like
okay. Was Jill there?
Jill. Yes, Jill was. She was hosting it, dude.
No way. I always like to say what's up to Jill.
I was hesitant to tell this even in an email or text her because I didn't want to come across weird. But she's got like really curly hair. It looked really awesome, man. Because I've seen her always with straight hair. So I'm like, it looked really nice. But I didn't say that.
There you go.
The best reaction was
I don't want to be the creepy youth man.
My very first TikTok video is Joe recording me at CES, and I'm doing like a karaoke. And in the big notes, he turns and we see Jill from Klipsch running over like, what? It was like the coolest thing, dude.
And she's real small, so she just came out.
And I'll be honest, man, I've been dealing with Jill. She's been my main contact for 5 years since I've been on my YouTube channel. Yeah, she's just the sweetest person, man.
She is.
But so as long as you're nice to Jill, you can say whatever you want about the product.
Correct.
That's what I found out. You can say whatever you want as long as you're nice to her.
And she has busted her butts over the years. I mean, she's way on up there in Klipsch too, man.
Yeah.
So, but she's worked hard. So, but yeah, there's a couple photos right there, Joe, if you want to pull that up.
Okay, so here we go.
So we've got a 10-inch, a 12-inch, a 14-inch, and a 16-inch. So you can see the 10 and the 12 are a lot deeper than they are square. Okay. So they're going to fit a little bit deeper. The 14-inch is kind of what they think is probably going to be the sweet spot, kind of the best bang for the buck. It's more your kind of square shape versus a deep rectangular shape. And then you've got the big boy, the 16. So the one question that I wanted to verify, because a lot of people asked me on my channel, about a year ago, Klipsch mentioned on the podcast, they were like, hey, we're coming out with the Beast.
The Beast, yeah.
And this is going to be, I think they even referred to it as like the SVS killer, or maybe that's what I put on my the thumbnail.
Yeah.
So I asked her, I said, I just want to know, can you confirm, is that 16 the beast?
Mhm.
And they said it is not.
What?
That 16. So that is the RP. Yeah, that's the RP 1600 SW is the model number. The that unit is really in direct comparison and competition to the SVS 4000. Okay. So the 16-inch, which is their PB16, the beast is going to go head to head with that one. And of course, their desire is to be the SVS killer kind of thing, put it to rest kind of deal.
It's kind of funny because that 10-inch looks like remember those bazooka tubes? It's like longer than it is. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it does remind me of that. It's funny.
Prices? Bodie's asking.
Let me look here. Honestly, I would have to go back to my video. No. I can do this. Hang on.
I like the knobs. I'll tell you straight up. Those knobs
are something different. Cool. They did that so when you're looking over the back side of your subwoofer and you're looking down, it's dark back there. It's got like a little magnifying glass on the top, so you can see the numbers. That's cool. That's a little different.
That's what Klipsch always gets right, though. Like these little tiny things that kind of differentiate them. It's not going to be a huge deal, but it's just kind of like, yeah, I like that.
All right. So price-wise, actually, that's wrong because that's my script. Let me go back here to this other document right here, press kit. Okay.
And you have specs on that, too.
So everything is on their website. It's a good thing. So you can literally go to their website and pull up each one of these. So the model numbers are the RP, so reference Premier.
Right.
You got a 1000 SW, a 1200 SW, 1400 SW, and 1600 SW.
So add 2 zeros and an SW at the end. Right?
Yeah. So the great thing about this is Klipsch used common sense when they made the model name. So the 1000 is a 10, 1200 is a 12, 1400 is a 14-inch, and the 1600 16-inch. So you're looking at $749 for the 10-inch. It's got a 600-watt peak amplifier.
700. Okay.
I'll tell you what. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go back to my notes, and then I can tell you specs. So.
And there's a reason I'm asking specifically about these.
Okay. Well, let's do it. Let me just go back to my notes, which would be. There we go. Right here.
Oh, do they have DSP? Like anything that you can tune, like an app type of thing with PQ?
Yeah, I don't think they didn't mention anything about an app.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. So the 10-inch. So we got a 300 watt continuous, 600 watt peak amplifier. Frequency response is down to 19 hertz. It's like 16 inches by 15 inches by 24 inches deep. So it's really deep. Weighs 56 pounds. It's got an MSRP of $749.
Which one is that one?
That's the 10-inch.
10-inch. Okay.
Dang.
Oh wow, that's a 10-inch.
Okay, so here's what I'm curious about. When I saw the specs, do you have the specs on it, like their claimed frequency response? Because I looked at those, I'm like, no way.
That's what I said. 19 hertz.
Okay, that's for the 10-inch. They said 19.
19, right? So
that is pretty deep.
Yeah.
Right.
So the 12-inch.
Okay, I can kind of.
I mean,
I can kind of see it with a big enough enclosure.
Yeah, right.
All right. I didn't know it was that deep.
Yeah. So so the 12-inch bumps up a little bit in wattage. So you're going from a 300 watt to a 400 watt continuous, 600 watt peak on the previous to an 800 watt. So not a big difference. A couple hundred watts extra there. Frequency hertz on this one on the 12-inch is down to 15.5 hertz. Okay. A little bit heavier.
6.5. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not going to give you the box measurements unless you want them.
Yeah, no. It's okay. I can kind of take a look and see.
Weighs 68 pounds, so a little bit heavier. MSRP is right at $1,000.
Okay.
So then you jump up to the 14-inch. So that one's a little bit, again, another 100 watts continuous. So you're at 500 watts continuous, 1,000 peak. This one measures down to 16 hertz, so pretty similar to the 12. Mm-hmm. Weighs 83 pounds. MSRP on that one's $1,400.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one, the 16-inch. So this is going in comparison with the SVS PB 4000. Mm-hmm. 800 watt continuous amp, 1600 watt peak.
Okay.
frequency response on that one goes down to 14.5 hertz. 110 pounds, MSRP of 1,800.
Yeah. I'm always just skeptical when it comes to,
and I get it, and everybody
specs, you know what I mean?
Everybody is, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is one of those things where Klipsch truly, it's not like, well, you can't say, tell me, we want you to show me. You know what I mean? It's like, we have to see the data. We have to see what, people that own these have to say, what reviewers have to say, get it out in the wild, and let's see what happens. How does it shake out? Do they live up to their claims? And so right now,
minus 20 dB down.
Well, and that's the thing. We don't know. So it is.
Well, it says, I thought it said they're like minus 3 dB on their thing. Like it said specifically.
Well, let's go to their website.
But it also doesn't say the SPL it's at too.
I'm gonna see RP 1600.
Gator asks, are they ported? And it looks like there's a front slot port.
That's correct. They have a kind of a patented, I think they're calling it an aerofoil. It's a certain kind of path and style inside, but it's basically a front ported slotted port that supposedly eliminates pretty much all of the port noise, is what they're claiming.
Oh, no chuffing, no.
Again, that's what they're claiming. Yeah. So I don't think I've ever seen a ported sub that didn't have that at the right
certain frequency.
Certain frequency and certain amount.
I love these sizing here. It reminds me of working at Domino's Pizza, because that 10-inch was a small, 12 was a medium, 14 large, and 16 extra large. I'm getting flashbacks of flipping pizzas.
So I'm gonna share something else. So I'm actually on their website. So they do show some of their, again, these are just their graphs, their charts. So again,
Aaron, do you believe these?
So here's what
I don't know. They look generic to me, so it's hard to say.
Well, and they may be.
Hey, so competitor two's got to be a rel.
No, I was egging you on because I think your experience with some of Klipsch's specs with like sensitivity, was pretty off.
This is just their claims, so we don't know. We're literally guessing, and even me, I love Klipsch, but I mean, I can't jump on board and go, yeah, these things are hitting down to. I haven't measured on myself. I don't know.
I mean, we don't have. Nobody has them yet, so
we
can't say any of that.
Correct. Yep. So that's
that. I like that triangle though. You know what I mean?
What is that?
Yeah. So they're trying.
It's like they're
trying to kind of compare their other competitors. We don't know who those are, but I would assume one of them is going to be SVS.
Like your color space.
So I don't know what the who their else their other.
I'm telling you, competitor two from that hump, it's got to be rel. It looks just like my
rel.
This one
right here. This one,
100%. The blue one.
Oh, that.
That totally looks like my rel.
Jeez.
Oh, you're funny, bro.
Yeah. So, so this is what Joe was talking about right here. So these are new. That looks
smart.
Cool. Oh, that's nice.
Different. So here's that. You were asking about the port. So I mean, nothing.
I like that they blurred the subwoofer to make it look like it's moving.
The whole thing is moving.
The whole thing's moving.
That shouldn't be moving that basket.
Yeah, true.
That's
a graphic guy. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's a graphics guy.
I may, joke about the rel, but scroll back up, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Scroll up real quick to the knob.
Oh, okay. Right.
The one thing that rel does, which I wish everybody does, is have a notched volume or level on the back of the subwoofer. That is huge. Because I have two of them, and I can start them at midnight, and then just go 6 clicks to the left on both, or whatever it is. It's easy.
Right.
Because it's notched. But so hopefully they do something like that.
The blurred basket's kind of funny. It reminds me of like you ever ask a kid who doesn't know how to drive, right? And you say, hey, you see them like pretending to drive, and they're like, let's go faster, and then they're just moving the wheel faster.
So this is
makes you go faster.
This is interesting too. So they added these little rubber feet down here.
I like that,
kind of as built-in isolators. I thought that was cool.
Because you'd have to buy the isolation feet from SBS, which are extra.
Yeah. So
listen, what's up with the chair in the corner over there between the speakers and like whoever that is? I feel sorry for that person.
Yeah,
they got the best.
That guy's watching everybody.
That's a $3,000 chair.
Yeah,
they're just watching everybody enjoy the movie.
Yeah,
that's what they're
doing. So here you kind of again see
in the corner facing everywhere.
Yeah,
I see this tower of sub every time SBS
Mhm.
You know, goes to
Yeah, when they do the trade show. It's
Yes.
cool though.
Yeah.
Because that way you
Rail's idea.
physically, that's the way you can see. Well, Rail does them because they want you to stack them, and they say
I know.
that
I'm making a
it makes
joke. At Rail's expense.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Joke.
their claim is it makes the base higher.
Hey, this is exciting stuff.
What?
You know, we nobody's measured these, right? So
Yeah.
we don't know.
Correct.
I think it's fair for me to be skeptical
Absolutely.
of the measurements, just
Everybody
because
should be.
because they're, you know, in the past they have their own way of doing sensitivity that's not anybody else's way. I don't know if they have their own way of doing their low frequency bass extension. I don't know. But hey, I'm hoping that I'm really hoping that they do what they're supposed to do, because the price looks good.
DSP.
More competition is always good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope they sell a ton of them.
that amp. The heat sink on that amp is really small. And I'm not at all saying that it can't work. I want to make that clear, because I don't want to get labeled like a hater. I'm just saying the heat sink on that amp is actually comically small.
Hater.
Yeah, well,
it might not even need a heat sink,
right?
That's beside the point. I'm just saying, looking at it, it looks very small.
Well, why would they put it on the outside, like just to show, like, hey, here's our heat sink? Because
that's entire convection cooling. That's convection cooling.
The rails are like that too. The rail,
all the heat builds up to the heat sink, and then the air in the room takes the heat away.
Yeah,
that's convection cooling.
Yeah, they're supposed to be facing up so that it can go up.
Up, yeah.
Right. I mean, in that case, it probably doesn't matter. I just saw that and I was like, it looks like the size of like a Altoid can or something.
Yeah, something.
I know.
But it's Class D. I mean, like I say, it may not even need. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may not even get to the point where it actually needs the heat sink. But it's just is funny that it looks that small. That's all I'm saying.
I got
you. Ike says you're
Aaron, you're a hater, bro. Look at the feet. I like that.
Hate Ike. He knows that though.
Arturo says he's got a question.
I love Ike.
So this is all very cool stuff, man. I really hope that they perform.
Hold up. Was that on the knobs? Was that like a magnifying glass?
Yeah, it's like a little it has like a little line on it. Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know if it's a magnifying glass, but it has a line on it so you can see it a little bit better.
They're copying the Rolex Cyclops.
Because if you think about it, you know, you have to be facing the subwoofer back to see where the knob is. Whereas like if you're looking on top of it, over it, because it's going to be in a corner or something like that, that definitely would help.
Michael, the Klipsch subs and these Elac subs that were just released.
Oh,
you guys see this?
Those too. Yeah, those look pretty interesting.
The Varo line.
Varo.
So
Varo. Well, it's two R's. Varo.
Yeah.
I don't know what accent it is.
Look at this. So I guess they have 3 different series. I actually have 3 of them.
Whoa.
But
which ones do you have?
Dual. What is that? Is it a dual?
Yeah.
Are they actually dual active drivers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, those are expensive too, so they better be.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
But
look at
$2,500 for a dual 10.
Right? They have wide range. So right now I have these, the least expensive ones.
Right.
PS250, the 10-inch. I have the 12 and the 15.
Right.
And since they're nearby, I'm assuming I'll probably get the opportunity to test all of them. Yeah. So check out this surround though.
Yeah, that's a very interesting surround.
Yeah.
Right. So I haven't done very much driver testing like you have, Aaron, but I guess the idea is that
is that rigidity?
Well, I guess the surround deforms, right?
Yeah, I was just wondering
when
if that's
near
like
max excursion.
Yeah, maybe for symmetry and in full excursion, just to keep like the voice coil centered through the suspension, because you have the motor like holding the voice coil in place, but then you also have suspension. So if the suspension is somehow misaligned, and the suspension, like the cone, the surround is part of the suspension as well, not just the spider. Like the spider is typically 70%, I think, of the suspension typically. So
70%. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's right, generally speaking. So I'd have to double check that. I wouldn't quote me on that, but
I actually took apart a woofer yesterday, and what's amazing about a woofer is how small the tolerance is between the voice coil and the magnet. Like it's between these 2 metal pieces, and it cannot touch any of it.
Right.
The whole way it's got to be like right in between. It's like tiny.
Yeah.
So
one thing about the larger subwoofers, I'm looking at the PDF he sent me a while back. So these have built-in DSP. So you were asking about that earlier. They've got auto room EQ. So they're definitely adding some more tech inside of it, which is good. They do have an advanced app control. So
how's this heatsink? This heatsink any better? Or is it?
Yeah. There you go. That looks like
that's a big
one. That's a valid heatsink.
Yeah, that's all as a subwoofer.
Is it
They're just gonna start slapping cosmetic heat sinks on these things now because of my complaint.
Yeah, exactly.
Like some ridges, and that's not going to do anything.
It looks good.
Made out of wood.
Is this a Class D amplifier? It should, right?
So they're dual opposing subwoofers. Let me look here. It is a bash amplifier topology.
Okay.
So what is bash anyway? Because I know that's a brand. Like I've seen that label. Bash. I don't know what it is.
It says this new amplifier uses a modulated switched mode power supply allied to a conventional Class AB amplifier, switching at more than 400,000 times per second. The supply tracks the incoming audio signal to ensure that the Class AB amplifier gets only the voltage necessary with a little headroom to cope with today's dynamic movie and music content, thus maximizing the efficiency and potential of the amplifier. So whatever that means.
Croson says, with a heatsink that large, it just means it gets super hot, probably inefficient. All depends on how you look at it.
Well, wow.
Well, if you've seen the Rel T9X and that line, they use an AB amplifier in there. So they got a fat heatsink on the back. Like it takes up almost the entire back of the subwoofer.
So this is interesting. They have this auto EQ app. I've actually gotten a chance to test this before, but they say that they've updated it since. So it's kind of interesting in the way it works. You can actually just use your phone here. So I'll be testing all that. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to kind of compare these with Klipsch's offering whenever somebody gets their hands on it.
There you go.
This thing looks pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Dual.
It's a nice looking sub.
Let's see.
Dual opposing.
The specs on this. They claim on this one 17 hertz,
14
anechoic, and 14 in room.
Yeah, so that's definitely would be competitive.
What's the tolerance on? Like, what's the plus minus on that? Is that 17 hertz at 6 dB down, or
it does
that
not
doesn't tell me anything
here. It does not say here. I might have it in one of the documents that was sent to me, but it also doesn't say the SPL at which it's playing this 14 hertz.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
it could be a lot lower. Yeah,
so they said the max output level is 118 dB, which is pretty loud. But where is that? Is that at 80 hertz? Is that at or is it at 14 hertz?
Like if they slapped a
difference
plus minus 300 or something like that on there.
After every Monday podcast, we have an after show. If you're interested in joining us, go to patreon.com/daily HiFi.